So it turns out choosing your own theme in a final project for college can actually be a bad idea and can lead to being too ambitious, as I found out in my first 5 weeks of doing this project. This is the story of that. What else you want? This is at least my 10th take on this. Anyway, as you can see from this mess of a mind map, I had too many ideas and I had to narrow it down a lot. I didn't even use half of these. You see, for once in my life, I wanted to create something meaningful. Unlike all the other things I do, which have practically no meaning because they're just drawings of characters. So I tried doing that. I also had to research these artists, whilst I ended up not realising somehow that they had to connect in some way at all to the theme I had chosen, so they ended up just being good artists that I liked that you should check out right now, but they didn't connect to the theme at all. I also made these mood boards that are meant to be theme and specialism boards, but they're not very good. I have nothing else to say about them, you'll see better ones soon enough. Finally, I developed this method of drawing panels maze looking things, but they didn't really make it into the final piece in the end. In week 5, almost nothing happened. I stuck my artist research into my sketchbook, made these better mood boards that were actually good, and then I was absent for 2 days because of an illness. On week 6 or 7, I actually started doing things. I forgot why I grouped 6 and 7 together like this, but I have, and you can't really stop it. Anyway, as you can see, artist research everywhere. That's about 3 new artists researched. All quite good. What else can I say? Some of the research we had to do couldn't be on the internet, because if you only had internet research, then we failed the project, so I had to do that for symbolism, get a book from a shop, did some illusion works and Penrose triangles as known as impossible triangles, you recognize them, did some ideas for my final piece weeks before I ever needed to, ink marking techniques with a stick and ink. Look at all of these. Well, I actually like this one, it's not bad. This one's okay. I did other ones too, but I'm not showing every single image. Here's some mazes. I tried doing them by doing those lines. There's more mazes with those 2D panels I mentioned earlier. Printing those ink marking things onto acetate and then laying them over things in a photocopier lets you make some interesting looking things like these things here. What will they make? You're about to find out. So yeah, I cut them out, put them like this. The red's meant to symbolize like a path in a maze. You know how you have like a path in a maze and you might often see it's reds. Anyway, week 8 time. Week 8 sticks in my brain for some reason. Started off with some psychology research on Freud and Jung. I don't like Freud, by the way. Then I moved on to these illusions type of things, these wheels, these grids. Look at that, wow. More collages, including using those ink-based things and digital things, made them into more collages digitally, made those collages into another collage. This was the last collage. I didn't make any more collages after that. Even more artist research, because enough is just never enough, I guess. This time on these 2 people, I don't think I've really used much inspiration from most of the artists I researched. I also had to solidify the metaphor of myself being the path in the maze, so I did that, because in case you forgot, this project's meant to be all deep and meaningful and self-identity and all of that. Okay, well actually it's more like self-discovery and self-identity, but you get what I mean, right? Week 9! Week 9 started off with me having to get purposefully lost in the real world. I have more pictures, but this is the only one I'm showing because it looks good. Look at this picture. Wow, I don't know where it is because I was lost. Then I had to trace around things that were long and winding, like necklaces and not much else really. Some headphone wires were there too, I suppose. Initial idea for my final piece. It did not make it anywhere. And then there's my desk setup. Look at all this work. That's all the culmination of the weeks. Week 10! Even though it seemed all hope was lost and that my initial idea for my final piece wouldn't work, my teacher just decided, hey, you can just kind of use your previous collages and make them a bit more refined, and that'll probably work anyway. So that's exactly what I did, until I realised that maybe I'd made things a little bit too horizontal. Yeah, you get the picture, let's just speed it up a bit, you know what I mean. So anyway, I adjusted some lines, made things a little bit different, and now it was more square, or I guess more rectangular if you want to be pedantic. I hope that Peglin gameplay kept your attention, but now I'm back to speaking. Week 11! Week 11, I printed out larger versions of my funnel pieces onto gloss paper, stuck them onto foam boards using some tape, I believe, printed out more things, and it ended up looking like this. Oh yeah, I also discovered the technique mentioned in my previous video, go watch. By the end, my work clearly paid off because people liked it. That's all.